Hey everybody, I'm live. It's John Hope Bryant. I'm in the Memphis airport, the same airport that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. walked through, flew into, departed from for the first time or the last time in his life in the civil rights movement. 1968, he gave his life in this city. He gave up everything in order to give sanitation workers dignity. And the movement he launched called the Poor People's Campaign. Hey there, Danny. Hey, Top Fan Herbert. Hey, James. Hello. Hey, Latasha Parks. Damien, love you, man. See you guys signing on. Hey, Cheryl. So, hey, Top Fan Michael Fletcher. Share this video. Share. This is deep. So this is where Dr. King, I just spoke at the University of Memphis here today. They aired the documentary, The Color of Money, that Ambassador Andrew Young did on our work. And I did a talk afterwards. You'll see part of the Q&A. Hey, Mark, you'll see part of the Q&A on the page. So this is where Dr. King gave his life. This is the last place he flew into, Memphis. And this is the same airport, the same terminal. Probably looked just like that way when he was here, where he gave his life so that we might have life. And he was moving from civil rights to civil rights. He was talking about, and I'm quoting Dr. King now, hey, Lori, you can't legislate goodness. Hey, Steph Vaughn, you cannot legislate goodness. I look up to you. You look up to me. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. You cannot legislate goodness, Dr. King said. Not force law to force someone to respect you. The only way to social justice and economic parity, let me do this quote in one line. You cannot legislate goodness, you cannot pass a law to force someone to respect you. The only way to social justice in the capitalist country is economics and ownership. As Dr. King in 1968. Hey Marva, love you. Just quoted Andrew Young on this video. Just came from Memphis to talk about a documentary, the screen documentary he just did on the Andrew Young Presents series, Marva. You'd be proud. Hey Gwen. So here we are in a new city, in a new movement, but it's the old city and a continuation of the old movement. It's civil rights to civil rights. And something happened at the documentary screening today that was just unbelievable. I finished the screening, and after I finished, there was a white couple that approached me, and I know the couple is Mr. and Mrs. Towery, Towery. Bob Towery is the guy, and he's my friend. And Bob Towery told me after the documentary, he said, John, what you said was right on. In fact, it was beyond right on. It was everything. And I said, what do you mean? And this is deep now. I want everybody who's thinking about having a child, everybody who's got a child, everybody who's about to have a child, everybody who knows somebody's going to have a child, everybody who's got a child who's going to have a child. I need you to think about the deep statement I'm about to lay down with you. I'm about to drop the mic. Bob Towery, after watching The Color of Money, hearing me talk about civil rights, talk about economic empowerment and ownership, okay? Talk about the memo and who got the memo and who didn't, all right? Bob Towery tells me, this is so deep. He said, John, I was born with a memo pinned to my bib. Think about this now. Bob is mainstream. Bob owns real estate. Bob owns businesses. Bob owns publishing rights, licensing rights. He has put his kids to college. Bob is financially independent. Okay. Bob happens to be Caucasian, but in this case, it only matters because it was automatic in his family that they got what I'm telling you. He said, John. It was mind-blowing to him that people didn't get this, that what he got. He said, John, the memo you talk about, it was pinned to my bib as a child. He didn't mean this literally, right? He meant figuratively. It was part of the language that we spoke in my household day one when I was born. This was part of the language we spoke. Hey, Mark Edwards. This was part of the language that we spoke in my household. Real estate, economics, ownership, financial literacy, what to do, what not to do, how to build wealth, how to if you can't get a job, create a job. This was again, this needs to be like a bumper sticker. It needs to be a t-shirt. Hey, Mark, yeah, wow. The memo you talk about, John, I'm going to keep saying this. The memo, he looked at me, the memo you talk about, John, was pinned to my bib as a little child. It was automatic in my family, he was saying. This was not optional. This was not something this is not something, this is not an education that's right, Herbie, you can't get a job, create a job. Gary says, wow, exactly. Alex Walker, the memo. Bob Towery was like, John, I never realized that families didn't talk about this, he said. I didn't realize this was not common knowledge, right? I'm gonna walk past my gate, I'm so excited to talk to you. I didn't realize that families did not make home ownership and small business ownership and entrepreneurship and self-reliance part of the very food that they eat and the nutrients they give their family and their children. He's like, you tell people that they don't know what they don't know. John, he basically said to me, I don't know what I don't know. I didn't know that this was not a reality for a good portion of America and Americans. I just assumed everybody knew this. And of course, everybody doesn't, because we're not dumb and we're not stupid. It's what we don't know that we don't know that's killing us. But we think we know. We just never got the memo. There's a memo on free enterprise and capitalism and ownership and opportunity and entrepreneurship. And we never got the memo, okay? We thought we did, we think we did, which is why you've got folks who have a $100 million contract for a professional sporting team and still be broke in 5 years, while you have an athlete who'll get a $50 million NBA contract or a $100 million NBA NFL contract and be broke in 5 or 10 years. This is why this boxer, whose name I won't mention, who may have made as much as $1 billion, may be broke in 10 years because he's spending it as fast as water and he thinks he's wealthy when he's really just rich, which means a lot of money and no knowledge. This Holyfield went broke, bankrupt, right? No matter how much money you make, you can spend it. And if you never got the memo on money, you can win the lottery, you'll still go bankrupt. 70% of those who win the lottery go bankrupt. So this is not about poor people, okay? You can be the nicest person in the world, sweet, go to church every Sunday, be gracious, be nice, loving the people, open the door for senior citizens, and still be broke if you didn't get the memo, if you don't understand how this system works. If your day is not about God or love, your day is about money. So I need you to share this video with everybody you know who's having a child, gonna have a child, thinking about having a child, may have just had a child. Share this with them. Hey, Felicia, this is deep. This is the inheritance, right? You gotta break generational poverty and replace it with generational wealth. And wealth starts here, right? As Andrew Young, Ambassador Andrew Young would say, you start by solving poverty from the neck up, not from the shoulders down, from the neck up, all right? And this is not about emotions or anger. This is about it's not about reacting to life. Hey, Jocelyn, it's about responding to life. Again, I'm in the Memphis airport where Dr. King traveled through for the last time before he was killed. I'm here because I spoke at the University of Memphis today, and they screened The Color of Money, the documentary Andrew Young did on our work, and the continuation of Dr. King's work, and the Poor People's Campaign, the Operation Hope's work, and civil rights, and the Hope Inside Network. And after the screening, I did a Q&A. And again, for those who are just watching the video, just showing up right now, a lot of kids are playing. I'll tell you the drop the mic moment here is, hey, Misty says amen, is when Bob Towery, a white man, a Caucasian man, my brother, my friend, looked at me and said, John, it's not just people in here who didn't get the memo, who didn't know what they didn't know. In a different way, I don't know what I don't know, because I assume that what you're telling people here is common knowledge. He said, I was born with the memo you talk about pinned to my bib as a child. In other words, this was just something that my parents gave to me, to him, as if it was breath itself. Hey, Christopher Cheney. As if it was breath itself. As if it was bread, water, and food. This was how core and basic this was to him growing up. That the memo we talk about in this book, and I keep trying to get you to buy, to gift, to give to somebody, to pass around, put in your library. The memo I keep talking about, he said he was pinned to his bib as a child as an expectant. It was just what they knew. And today, that's right, Bree, wake up. And today, he owns businesses, he owns real estate, of course he owns his own home. He's been able to endow his children who are now getting married with the starter wealth, starter home, starter help, and he races cars on the weekend, which is where I met him. He's got optionality in his life, and I say this, and he won't disagree when I say this. He's a smart guy, but he's no smarter than you. He's a smart guy, but he's no smarter than you. It's just that he got the memo and you didn't. So it's what we don't know that we don't know that's killing us, but we think we know, and we have to stop being proud about being ignorant, okay? And we need to go get the memo and let the light come on in our head and learn that we can build wealth. My mother worked an hourly job for her whole life, right? Nothing special, right? But my mother bought and sold 5 homes, is financially independent, is able to give each of her children an inheritance, has a credit score of 850, and will tell you, I want a man, but I don't need a man. And if I get a man, he's gonna be a BMW, a black man working. Drop the mic. Talk about empowerment and self-reliance. I'm out, gonna catch my flight. I hope you enjoyed this. Please share this video with your networks, on your page. Make sure you change your settings so that you get a notice when I go live. So that you know when I'm coming live, because Facebook does not automatically set those settings for you. You got to put it, again, self-empowerment. You got to own it. Make the settings so that you hear when John Hope Bryant goes live. Otherwise, you have to catch it on replay. Love you guys. Hey, Donica Childs. Hey, Marcus. All these top fans. Hey, Herbert. Yep, drop the mic. Hey, Jocelyn. Love you. I'm out.